Hello everybody, this is Professor Tadone, and welcome to Nursing 317, Philosophical Orientation to BN Nursing. I'm going to go over with you a little bit about the site that you have in front of you. This is your Moodle or your CMS page for your very first course. And we're going to go through some of the specifics of the course, but we're also going to go through some things to introduce you to this particular course also. You'll note that every time you have a new class, at the top you will find your professor's name and any other names of people that will be assisting you during this program. My name is right here, Professor Tadone, or I prefer to be called Professor T. It's just a little bit easier. My work number is here, my cell here, and this is my email address. If you email me, I will respond to you that day. I even check my emails on Saturdays and Sundays. If you have something that's urgent, please call me on my cell. If it's something where you can leave a message, call me on my work phone, whichever's easiest for you. And Aaron Bennett is the name of the librarian who will be working with us a little bit later. As we scroll down the page, you'll see important first documents. And here we have the Watch Me First Welcome to 317. That's this video that I'm giving you right now, so if you want to watch it again, it's right in here. And we're going to go down to the course syllabus. Your 317 online course syllabus is right here, and I recommend that you open it and look at it. And within it, you're going to find some really neat information about the program. Let's see right here, I've got it. It has our diversity statement, disability notification, the course description, course overview, and the course outcomes. Every course you're going to see these exact same course outcomes. These are the things we hope that you are able to reach and master by the time you're done with each course. We should be touching a little bit on every single one of these on 1 through 10. For example, you may learn about a caring practitioner who demonstrates competence in holistic caregiving right here. It tells us what we're doing and when you're going to be doing it, and there's also a logistics chart within the course itself. Learning resources are right here, so anytime you have a learning resource, here are the sources that we are using, and here are the copyright acknowledgments. And I'll give you a little tip. If you use one of our articles or the book or the text or anything, here is the citation information that you need for that. So you have your reference right there for a reference page. Okay, so that's kind of a neat thing to use. Scrolling down a bit, we have our description of assignments, student evaluation, and here are what each of the assignments is worth. Our grading scale is here. Late work policy is mentioned here, and it's important for you to know that the journals and DQs must be received on time. A 0 will be entered for anything that's late or any missing journals or DQs. Other assignments, 10% will be taken off for each day that it's late, and no work is accepted after 10 days of assignment. But that's kind of important because this is only a 5 or 6, 7 or 8 week course, and during these courses, if you're late, you're going to be going into your next course, so it's very important to be on time. If you do have to be late for an unforeseen problem or an issue, just let your professor know, and your professor will probably will talk with you and discuss what a good date would be for you to submit your assignment. There's an academic integrity statement. There's information about plagiarizing. And that is your course syllabus. Okay? Returning back to our Moodle page, under your course syllabus, you're going to see your online course calendar. I highly recommend that you print this and you keep it someplace so you're able to look at your assignments and when they're due. Right here we have course questions and announcements. If you have questions, you can put them here and the answers will be posted also. Put your questions here and answer will be posted. But I want you to be aware that anything you put here is going to be seen by everyone. So if you have something that's personal or of a private matter, please just send me an email instead of posting there. Your discussion questions, activities, and reflective journaling resources are right here. So here are the guidelines for the DQs, or the discussion questions, and for the journaling activities. There's a sample DQ response and a sample journal entry here that you can look at. And scrolling down a little bit more, we get to course rubrics and assignment examples. Every single assignment you have is going to be graded by the rubric, which is really kind of neat because you can look at this rubric and look at your assignment ahead of time and give your own grade to see what you're going to be getting. For example, for a DQ activity, we'll pull this up. This is how the DQs are graded. So that's your DQ rubric, and you might want to take a look at that so you can get a better understanding of what the DQ entails. And scrolling down a little bit more, we have our course resources. The resources are the things that we are using to help you understand a little bit more about the program. There's a YouTube video here for how to create a PowerPoint presentation. There's a YouTube on how to build highly effective teams. There's a tutorial with Erin, our librarian, about how to access articles from the library, and something here on how to record narration for your PowerPoint. So these you won't be doing this week, but they might prove helpful in the future. So when you're doing a PowerPoint presentation, you can just scroll up to the top here and look under your course resources and get some information. If you need information that is not on this course, just ask me and I'll be very happy to get you the information or show you where it is. I'm going to skip this team caring presentation for one moment to get to our first course. Okay, this is week 1. This is what you are going to be doing this week. Next week you're going to be doing week 2. The week after you'll be doing week 3, and so on until you get to the very end at week 5. When you've completed all 5 of the weeks, at the very end, down here there's something called a course evaluation. Here's where you need to go in, click on that, and there's a course evaluation to fill out so you can give us information about what you liked best about the class, what you liked least about it, and that's how we get our ideas of what we need to do to alter the class so it's more pleasing to the student and for better learning opportunities. Okay, let's get back to week 1. There we go. There's our week 1. For week 1, you're going to have an inspirational thought, which is, I can do all things through him who strengthens me. And that is Philippians 4:1-3. Going down to objectives. For week 1, when you open the week 1 objectives, it's going to tell you exactly what is going to be expected for you to learn during week 1. Okay, so all of that information is in there. Download this folder and it'll give you all of the information you need, and it's a handout on PowerPoint Introduction to 317. There's a PowerPoint narrated on Introduction, and there's a Philosophy of Nursing PDF here. So I highly recommend looking at each of the PowerPoints. They give you lots of really good information, and then any other information that's noted under the resources. There's a nursing fact sheet, nursing theory theorist resource page, nursing meta paradigm Newman, and the image of nursing. So these are all things you can look at also. Then we're going to go to something called your assignments. Under the assignments, you'll open this up. You're going to be reading these articles and these chapters in our book. But these are very informative, especially for your just starting out. And then you're going to utilize the website for a nursing fact sheet, a student handbook, which I think you may already have, and visit the Nursing Paradigm Newman YouTube video. And for week 1, here's an outline of what's anticipated for week 1 and when it's due. That's week 1. Reflective journal and a team task. Your DQ, when you open this on the upload, it'll give you information on what we're looking for the DQ. Remember to cite your sources of information in your posts, and please remember that the DQs do not need to be in APA formatting, but the journals do. Those were the DQs. And when you respond to their DQs, you're going to give information besides just saying, gee, I really liked your post, thank you for putting it in. You're going to put down why you like it, what you received, what information you learned from that you didn't already know, or expand on something you already do know. So make sure your responses to the DQs are more than just a simple, gee, that was great. Next thing you have for your week 1 is your reflective journal. When you click into your reflective journal, it will give an information here on exactly what you need to put in it. The journal is not shared and it's not seen by the other classmates. That's strictly something that your professor will look at. Okay? So put that in there. That must be in APA formatting, and it must be at least a page long. Okay? If it's 4 or 5 pages, you've written way too much. If you've got 1 or 2, that's okay. Make sure with your journal entry also, if you're referring to something else, another source, you must cite it and put in a reference. And that's your journal. And now we have team task, and you have no idea what that is. I'm going to scroll back up to the top, and you are going to have one major project for this class called a team caring presentation. You're going to be working in teams, and you are assigned to specific team theorists. So for relationship-based care theory, Alexandria, Nicole, and Angie, you're on that team. For Sister Roach, we've got Carrie, Darlene, and Michelle. For Miss Swanson, we have Karen, Jessica, Donald, and Carrie. For Jean Watson, we have Ashley, Heather, Justin, and Sharon. And for Leininger, we have Carolyn, Tara, and Danielle. If I've missed somebody, please let me know, and I'll make sure that I get that added. Those are the names I have at this moment for your group, so those are the ones I have on there. Now you see your groups each have 3 or 4 people. You're going to have to get together at some point, either by voicemail or through writing, to discuss things, and we'll go through that in a moment. Your team caring guidelines are right here. And in here we've got exactly what this team caring presentation is, your general guidelines, caring theory, and you're going to write a PowerPoint for presentation at the end of this course, okay? So your slide format is right here. And we have team tasks. Now for team 1, for your first team task, you're going to review the materials on the course relevant to your caring theorist, introduce yourself to the group, identify group rules. You're going to complete a group learning contract, and I'll show you that in a moment. And you're going to identify roles for the group. So each group is going to have a facilitator, a team reporter, a PowerPoint coordinator, and an initiator. Now if there's 3 people on the term, one person may need to do 2 things. Okay, and it says here what each of the different people do. Team task 2, that's next week. We're not going to worry about that at this moment. So those are your guidelines, and now we have your group learning contract directions. This is what you have to complete for your first weeks as an assignment, okay? So your group learning contract is here. If you click on that, you'll find your contract. Now, the important thing about everything with this is you have one person that's going to be turning this into me. So whomever is the the facilitator or the initiator is going to turn this into me, and each person on your team needs to do their part before you do so. For the group learning contract, you're going to put your name, your group role, and your phone number here. And I prefer a cell number, please. So put your name, your group role, and your cell number. And you're going to put that in a specific color. So let's say I put down here Susie Sue, and I'm going to put my information there, Susie Sue, you're going to do all of this. He's going to enter his in green. Or purple, let's say. We'll do purple. I love purple. And if you have four-person, your fourth name here. And right there. And the fourth name you're going to put in your own color. Do not put in yellow or orange. They're very hard to see. Any other color will do. So let's put in green. Okay? Now Susie Sue, you are going to put your response to all of these questions in red ink. That's how I know that you wrote this, okay? Debbie Dew would put all of her information in her blue ink in each of these. And Ronnie would put all of his information in purple ink in each of these sections. And our fourth person would put all of that person's information in green ink in all of these sessions, okay? So that's how you do the learning contract. Maybe I don't want to save that. And you're going to see under here, team relationship-based care, team roach, so on and so forth. There's information for each of you about your specific teams, okay? So you have a chat room right here where you can go in and talk to each other about things that you're doing for the assignment. So that's one really neat way to communicate. You can also choose to Skype, or you could choose any other method you want. You could get on phones or whatever. You're going to have resources here for your particular subject. So we even give you some resources that you can use for each of the different places. Okay? And there's to each other for DQ formatting. And that's that. So that is the team caring. Later on, there are other things you'll be doing also. For example, your very last assignment that's due is going to be an interprofessional observation paper. And I will give you some information on that next week. I think you've had enough for this week, okay? Every week I'll give you some information on what's to be done, either in writing or in video, or the way I'm doing it now. And when I do that, it will be attached to that week, like I'm going to do here for week 1, okay? Like I did here. And that's that. If you have any questions, let me know. My number is 585-594-6137. Look very forward to working with each of you, and I'm so happy that you've joined the Roberts family. God bless, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.